Hi, this is Ari Kiki, and you're listening to Loose Lips with Avelli and Tim Moss.
Hi, everybody. It's Avelli.
And Tim Moss. Yay!
And you're listening to
Loose Lips.
Oh, Tim, we are midsummer. Can you believe this?
Oh, my God, I know. And, oh, God, another heat wave.
Yeah. And actually, my air conditioning is working full force right now. So now I'm actually a little bit cold.
Oh, okay. Well, good for you.
Yeah, which is why I have this pushed down because nobody needs to see my knees where my nipples are. Okay. Oh, so how were you? How was I heard you traveled.
I'm good. I did. I got back to see my family in the Midwest. I hadn't seen, my father's 93 years old. Wow. And he lives on his own and cooks for himself and drives and the whole bit. He's totally self-sustained. But I hadn't seen any of my family for almost 2 years. So It was wonderful to go back and just kind of reunite with everybody.
Yeah.
It was cool. Yeah.
You were gone for what, 7 days?
Yeah, I was gone for a week, but I went from one side of the state to the other.
Yeah.
Just staying with nieces and then with my father and then my brother and then my bestie, Nancy.
Yeah. Yes. Hey, Nancy. And your videos are hysterical. Oh, my God. I can't stop.
Nancy and I always have to make videos.
Hysterical. And you know what? It's so funny because while you were away, you were acting like you were still in New York City because you were go, 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 go.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Oh, my God. So how are you?
I am good. Getting ready. We got Providence, Rhode Island coming up this Thursday.
Next week.
I know. Providence, Rhode Island. We're going to be at a new venue called Farm Fresh in the Providence Fringe Festival. It will be Thursday, July 22nd at 7 p.m., Friday, July 23rd at 7 p.m., and Saturday, July 24th at 8:30.
Oh.
And Vicky Villaness will be with us.
I love Vicky.
I am dying. I just heard one of her tracks.
Yeah.
You're going to pee in your pants.
She never lets us down. That's for sure.
We are pretty much hoping for two older people to go out of the building again like last time. Oh my God. So Tim, we have hit over 300 cities throughout the U.S.
Yay!
12th episode and over 100 countries outside of the U.S.
Yeah, and also we have new listeners in Japan, India, and Canada. We're international.
And I am so excited for our first guest tonight.
Oh, my God. Speaking of never letting you down, I mean, jeez.
I know. Our guest tonight has been, as she likes to say, terrorizing New York City for at least over a decade now.
Yeah.
She has the honor of holding the title to this day as the hot mess all over town and still reigns the queen of the nipple attack. Speaking of, right? Before COVID, she has performed at every bar all over the city.
Yeah, and now that restrictions have been lifted, the hot mess is back in action. Places like Stonewall, Gym Bar, Lucky Chang's, and many others all over town. She's the winner of some of the best New York City nightlife awards, which we'll chat about that. And she is host along with Vicky Villaness on the Shade Parade. Please welcome the fabulous Ari Kiki.
Hello.
How are you?
How are you guys? I'm great. I'm a little tipsy.
Yeah.
That's how we like it.
Thursday.
Yeah, it's Thursday. Me, so my coworkers at my day job, we haven't gone drinking since before COVID. Wow. So we decided to celebrate one of my coworkers' birthday today, and we went to a place called La Fortaleza. It's a Mexican restaurant chain in Jersey.
Oh, yum.
We got there like at 4. I just got in about 10 minutes ago. I want to say 4 to 5 margaritas later, and at least two Jack Daniel honey shots.
Oh, wow.
Color me jealous.
But I love that you have such camaraderie with your coworkers. That's great.
I've been with this company for over 13 years. I think it's
Oh,
almost
wow.
15. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I remember because that's when probably around the time that I met you. So it was
Yeah.
about
Yeah. You met me when like not so long after I started working at that company.
Mhm.
yeah, right. No, 10 years. Which is
Sweet.
really funny because I met you in New York City. Now you made the trek to New Jersey for a little bit to live. How are you liking it? Do you think it's a little bit of a culture shock?
Um, it's a different lifestyle altogether.
Mhm.
I'm not as social as I used to be.
Good. No.
Well, you don't have to be.
Exactly. My bank account is very happy with me. Normally after payday, I would only have like $100 in change for the next 2 weeks to survive,
Right.
and that's not the case anymore.
Good.
I'm always like I'm offering to pay for dinners. I'm like, oh, this is what a girlfriend is like. Oh, okay. Oh, she's
I need your
fabulous.
address, darling. Give me your address.
I'll let you know later. But yeah, it's nice to live in a more stable situation. I have roommates who I really love. We work well together. We get along well. We cook for each other. We clean up after each other.
That's wonderful. Isn't that a good mentally?
So much better. Like
Just security and friendship, both at work and home, and
yeah,
that's good
it's
balance.
very harmonious. All I just need is a sex life. That's all I'm like.
Yeah, right.
That's the next tier.
Uh-huh.
But not pushing for anything. You know, if it happens, it happens. You shouldn't force it anyways. If you're forcing it, it's not gonna work out well.
Exactly.
Well, let me know how you make it on that because I've been in Jersey for about 6 years now and nothing.
Well, you're in Central Jersey. It's a different ball game, I think.
Yeah, it is striking out kind of ball game. Yeah,
I'm still like I'm a 45-minute bus ride to the city if I have to.
Now you're banking some cash now, so they're actually making like robotic men.
Yeah.
Men. So and you can get any size you want, and
Very true.
you don't have to call them the next day or wonder where they're at or anything like that. So
Very true. In my youth, in my younger days, I used to go to queer sex parties with people of different genders and whatnot, and I had a interaction with a gender nonconforming individual and a strap-on that had me that left me very traumatized to toys.
oh, okay.
So no synthetic players back there.
Yeah, okay. No.
I always worry if the power goes out. That is amazing.
So you had trauma.
Yes, yeah.
And in front of a group, and in front of a live audience, basically. So
That is funny. Yes, in front of a live audience, as we always do. So you moved to Jersey. We get that, but when did you actually move to New York City first?
I'm born and raised in New York.
You were born and raised. Okay.
Yeah, I'm one of the unicorns. I was born and raised here in New York, Manhattan. I was born in '83.
Okay.
Lived for about 2 years that I don't remember because I was under like 2 years old, and I lived. My parents had my father was a superintendent of a building on 72nd Street between 2nd and 3rd.
Oh, nice.
And then from there, most of my life, I grew up on 59th Street and 7th Avenue, right on the intersection,
Wow.
right in front of Central Park. He
Nice.
was a superintendent at that building. Yeah, it's definitely culture shock once you realize you're not a white person and you don't fit into this circle as much as you think you do.
Girl, I know.
And then when my father retired, I moved to Queens for 2 years, and then bounced around the Heights in Harlem for the following 10 to 15.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep, that's where I'm at.
Which
Yeah.
one, Harlem or Heights?
Washington Heights.
Yeah,
I've
the
been here
Heights.
almost 40 years here.
Wow, I can't believe that. I'm like, you're not 40, girl. Like,
Yeah. No, honey, I moved up here in the 80s. It was
Okay.
insane. It was so crazy.
what was that neighborhood like?
Up here because of the men. because they were all criminals up here at the time, and so they had all done jail time, so they were used to
they're used to it. There you go.
Wow. So I would just at 1:00 in the morning, I would just go downstairs, walk around the block, bring a couple guys up, have my way with them, and send them on their way.
Sounds like
Speaking
a
of
plan.
parties,
I loved it.
speaking of parties,
Oh, the good old days.
Yes.
I know.
Now you gotta walk through the parks. It's the rambles, right?
Right.
All right. Right. So you are known in the drag community as Ari Kiki.
Correct.
Couple things. When did you start drag, and how did you get your name? Because the name is really important. Because once you've got to pick a name, and it stays with you.
Correct. So I actually started dabbling in drag about 15 years ago.
Wow.
The first character I created was Marble. It was the first 3 letters of my first name and the first 3 letters of my last name.
Okay.
Marbal. Just like that. She was very pleasant. She thought she was fish. She didn't know any better.
Yeah.
Then I got into a relationship. She went away for a while. And then when that relationship fizzled, Ari Kiki kind of came out of that relationship. I was doing nonprofit work as a volunteer at the New York Anti-Violence Project.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And so that opened me up to fooling around with gender as a character, not necessarily being female presenting 100%.
Right.
Doing more gender fuck when I first started. And so that was 11 years ago, June 3rd.
Wow.
Is when she first debuted. Ari came about. I liked the name Ari. I saw it in an independent foreign gay film. The lead character's name was Ari. I think it was like Middle Eastern.
Probably because Ari is kind of a Israeli.
Yeah, people think I'm Jewish when they first meet me. I'm like, no, sweetheart, that's not it.
But it's commonly male. That is commonly known as a male name. Yeah.
Right. So I liked that it was short. Easy to say when you're drunk, and can technically be gender non-conforming. It could be used as a male or a female name.
Or Ariel, yeah, that's true.
Right. And then Kiki, originally I was going to call myself Ari Star, but that felt very pretentious. And if I felt like if I wasn't good, it would reflect poorly.
You're right. Yeah.
So in the volunteer work, I was learning about different cultures, different backgrounds, and I learned the word Kiki and was given like various definitions of it. One I was told was it meant to gossip. One was to not take things seriously or to joke around. And the other one was just like I'm having a good time, and I felt like all 3 of those really fit what I was going for.
Yeah.
So it all, and again, it was all really short, easy to say when you're drunk, easy to remember. It kind of sticks, and the name as a whole is not gender. Like it could go male or female or in between.
Yeah, right. Totally non-binary.
Right. So it struck a lot of chords for me, and it's worked out for so far.
Well, another thing with Ari Kiki that is so distinguishable is the lipstick. One goes up, one goes down.
Yes.
Wow.
I call them my hurricane lips or my tornado lips.
Yes. Yes.
They were signature for the first 10 years. And then COVID happened. I decided to grow a beard. And so what I do now is because it's really hard to draw over the facial hair. It doesn't look right. It doesn't translate. So what I do is a 2-tone lip. So like one lip will be darker than the other, or so like there's still a lip gimmick.
Ari's reinventing.
It adjusting to the times.
Yes. And
I love it.
I remember the first time we hung out after you were performing. Well, I think we were performing together. And you
was this the Christmas party, the Christmas show?
Yes.
That this is when I was a lot thinner, and I used to wear platform heels. And I remember we got wasted. We got wasted at the show somehow.
Yes.
And all I remember, and I was wearing very little clothing.
Yeah.
And I kept on falling down on the floor. I kept on. My knees were so fucked up that night. I remember. I was like, okay, this isn't fun anymore.
but I know there's a picture out there of it too. There is, and I am going to find it. I gotta post it on here if we do. I have to look for that. I know it's out there. You are out on the ground.
Yeah, there was a lot of falling down that night.
Yeah.
I feel like one of us won a bottle of tequila.
It was
It was either Vicky or me or Mary.
I think it was
Well,
Vicky.
Cherry at that time, but
Yeah, Cherry. Yep. I think it was Vicky. Yes, it was, because you all were drinking it backstage, weren't you?
which I was not. I'm still today not really a tequila drinker. So
No, it wasn't the greatest tequila though.
no, correct. Yeah, it was a brand I never heard of, and I still probably won't.
Yeah.
Couldn't spot it in a lineup now.
Jose Drinko, I think it was called. But yeah, so and now with drag, you started as Ari Kiki. You had your signature look. Do you remember your first performance and first song you ever did on stage?
As Ari Kiki?
Yeah.
Well, the first time I performed was at the nonprofit.
Okay.
I believe the first song I did at the nonprofit, I believe was Love Like This by Faith Evans.
Okay.
My first performance at a bar was at Bartini, which dates me.
Oh, wow.
Right.
My God, I remember.
Was at Bartini at Drag Wars, hosted by Shaquita.
Uh-huh.
And I did.
Shaquita has always been there.
Yeah.
All through time.
Yes. I did S&M by Rihanna.
Yes, yes.
And there's photos of that somewhere on the internet.
This is my job.
Now, let's just search for those
Yes.
photos. Do you remember the first time you ever did drag? Where it was? You remember that? What's that?
Before I was Ari Kiki.
Yeah. Like the first time that you actually dressed up and stepped
Yes.
foot on stage, because that would
On
be
stage?
or wherever, yeah. Because to step out into public dressed up,
It's very like.
yeah.
I believe it was not too long after I graduated from high school or college. I had a fag hag friend in high school who we remained friends for a long time after high school. And I remember going to her place in the Heights, having her do my makeup, borrowing one of her dresses, and buying boots, I think I like Charlotte Russe,
Wow.
and having her travel with me on the train to compete at Excess
Excess.
Oh my God.
for a different drag competition hosted by Jade Electra.
Oh wow.
Yeah. She's now a Canadian drag queen, but back then
No, I know Jade.
Jade was great. She used to she used to perform in drag at XS, and then I think on Thursdays or Fridays she would DJ out of drag and do like XS was known for having videos playing in the background.
Mm-hmm.
You had a video DJ, so she would play music videos in the background. I used to love that.
Yeah.
I miss that about New York. There's not many places that have that anymore. Yeah. But I think also that song "Love Like This" by Faith Evans was probably the song I did.
Yes.
At that time, because that was one of my favorite songs at that period of time.
But wasn't that exhilarating? Like just
It was more nerve wracking because it's just like
right.
adjusting to like walking in heels, traveling in public. Like my wigs were from like Ricky's, which is terrible to admit now.
But we
Not
all
lace.
somewhere.
There's photos. Yeah. If you search far enough in my Facebook profile, you'll find photos of Marble, and then if you find my Ari Kiki page, which I never update, not the profile but the page, you'll find the first few photos of when I first started coming out as Ari Kiki.
Wow.
And you'll see a lot of like nightlife girls you know now, either from Drag Race or just nightlife in general before, like back in the day. Which is also like crazy to see because I used to love taking photos.
Oh God, yeah. Remember?
You'll see like Brenda, Darling, Honey Davenport, Prodigy Major, Alexis Michelle. Just like I used to love being out and about, and Vicky was great for like dragging me everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Vicky
Yeah.
was not my drag mother, but she was definitely like my drag drug, basically. Like, she was my gateway drug into drag.
She drug you out. Yeah, right. Now, when you started getting some gigs, did you get that like high that all right, 1 gig a week, 2 gigs a week? No, I got to keep going and going
Correct.
until you had a full week, an agenda. You had your calendar filled.
Well,
Was
I
that-
had I've always managed a day job with everything, so I never wanted to, at least with drag, I never wanted drag to feel like a job for me.
Okay.
Drag is supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
It's my escape. It's my art, whatever you want to call it.
hmm
And so I know when my first official gig was at Barracuda, I was
Wow.
hosting Drag Race, and I had a show right before or right after for a couple of years because I had won a season of Star Search with Tina Burner.
I
And so
remember that.
my prize was a weekly show hosting Drag Race and a little show afterwards.
Yeah.
And from there, I trickled into bartending at Stonewall, hosting shows at Stonewall, adopting Riot from Frosty Flakes when she retired, and then around the same time also acquiring a weekly show at Boots and Saddles.
Wow, you were really, I mean, how everything unfolded for you like that.
Yeah.
But you were right in the center. Right.
Yeah,
in
well,
the
I
center.
lucked out with like becoming friends with the right people, and
Right.
and I was a mess, but I was never problematic or.
Right.
As far as I've heard, I'm always great to have around.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I try and be helpful. I try not to be bad. You know, like
Yeah.
I don't.
Right. Well, and you're also very professional.
Yeah.
For the most part, I mean, there's nights, but for the most part, I try and be professional.
You actually, what
Right.
time is it here? Hmm?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's purpose
yeah,
at 8.
Yeah. It goes at 9. It's midnight.
Right.
But I will say that is so true because since
Mhm.
day one, since I've been performing with you and Tim's been in your presence with us,
Correct.
Yeah.
you have been so professional, on time,
Yeah.
fun to be around, and a drinking buddy.
You know, what you can't say is Vicky's never on time.
Oh, a girl.
I'm like, Vicky, the show is at 8.
Yeah,
Ike's
Yeah.
already on the stage. You have to hurry. Get in the hotel.
exactly.
And Vicky, it takes a very long time to put that makeup on.
Correct.
She's very precise with that.
Yes.
How
Here's
long?
from Atlantic City. Atlantic City was such a shit show.
Well, that's actually one of the questions we're going to ask tonight, and it's what was one of your favorite memories from 50 Shades of Gay? Because we've been asking the guests who have actually been on the show, and we just are curious to see what they have to say as opposed to other, guest stars that were.
Oh,
in
I
the
have
show as
answers. I have answers.
well. I'm afraid of some of them, but all right.
So you booked. I've done 50 Shades with you a number of times.
Yes.
Which version you booked us up? There was one time we were in Atlantic City. I think I've done it with you twice in Atlantic City.
More than that.
More? Okay.
Well, we did a Christmas show back in 2015. We did a Halloween show. We did the one at the summer show.
That's right. You did have me more than once. Okay.
Yeah.
So I might be mixing the stories together.
Oh, God, I'm
But I believe it was a summer show. Normally we would travel to you to go wherever we're going.
right.
But this particular time we were very adamant that we're like, no, he's going to pay for a Greyhound and we're going to get there. We're going to get there from Manhattan. We don't want to travel to Jersey to get to this place. So me and Vicky get to, and I feel like there was someone else with us, but I can't recall. We get to the Greyhound.
Kobe.
And
Kobe
it's running an hour late. So we're like, okay, whatever, we'll be fine. It'll be easy. We'll figure this out. Then at some point, the Greyhound reroutes on the road and doesn't tell anyone why. I'm busy on my phone, not giving any shits. But some of the people in the front get up in arms because we're driving through a city when we should be driving on a highway.
Right.
And the driver doesn't say anything. And so people start getting rowdy and upset and they start disrespecting the driver. We're on a highway. Driver pulls over to the side in the middle of the highway and is like, I'm not going anywhere else until someone apologizes to me. There's something happening. So we get derailed an additional hour and change on the highway. Police get called. People get escorted off the bus. We're trying to book an Uber from the highway. But Uber does not allow you to Uber from the highway.
Nope.
So we have to wait on the bus until the driver decides to drive again. We get to the hotel with maybe an hour or two before the show, which is not enough time for Vicky.
Right.
Plenty of time for me. That gives me a good hour and a half I could jerk off before I start putting my face on. So Vicky's trying to rush through a phase. And then you guys leave to do tech rehearsal.
Yes.
And I'm like, Vicky, because the hotel was like a good 5 minutes away. 5 minutes by cab.
Yeah.
But a good but a little bit longer. But we were definitely not gonna walk. And then navigating how to find a way to get to the front of a hotel and like Uber to where we need to be, the casino, and then the theater, and this and that and the other. Like nothing is easy to manage. So I remember walking in, I think in the middle of the show or like right before the show started. Like you were stalling for time.
Yeah.
We had a long night in Atlantic City that night because
Vicky
would always try and go to Rainbow Room and get lit up there.
Yeah, well, that was fun. But the last time we went was Halloween 2019, and that's when it was completely empty in there.
Yeah, it was a zombie apocalypse at Rainbow Room.
we
were the only people there, except for like 2 or 3 other people.
And they kept playing depressing music.
Yeah. Yes.
Over and over. Yeah. And I said to them, I says, if
you're not helping business.
And if you don't change this tune, I says, if Robin Williams was here, he'd hang himself again.
You said that, I'm like, oh, you're not Robin. It feels like it's too soon.
Like it's hard. And then they closed.
And then they hung themselves.
You're welcome. So that's your favorite moment. Okay, good.
Well, so Vicky is a very close friend of yours. Vicky Gillespie is a very close friend of yours. And the two of you do the Shade Parade. Tell us about the Shade Parade.
So the Shade Parade came about on her end. We started it, I want to say 3 to 4.
Yeah.
Possible years ago. Mm-hmm. It started off as just like recording ourselves having random conversations in the room. Mm-hmm. We would upload them whenever we felt like it. And slowly she became very persistent. This is her dream. This is her boat. She's like, so we would record every week. And then we ended up connecting with our friend DJ, who ended up becoming our sound and producer guy and our tech person. And between the 3 of us, we've invested into it. We have a website. We have merchandise. We record every week.
What is it that you record every week?
I'm sorry. It's a podcast hosted by individuals who are POC, people of color, where we talk about pop culture, New York City nightlife, and overall shade and talk shit. Over the years, we've realized that more people than we realize listen to the podcast. So now we have to censor it. We rattlesnake when we talk about certain things that we don't want people to know.
Yeah.
Or when we reveal too much. But then if you sign up for our Patreon, you can listen to the uncensored episode.
Okay.
Smart.
Great.
I think we only have like 3 Patreon subscribers, so they know the real stories that we're telling.
Right. But did you ever decide if Luca was gay or not from the movie Luca? I think they're
very adamant that Luca's not gay. I think there's definitely gay undertones. I think Luca's still trying to figure themselves out.
I think they totally suck Finn.
Give it a few more years. He's still young, so maybe not yet. But I could totally see that in his future.
Oh my God, it's hysterical. So now tell us about, this is a proud moment for you, I'm sure. I mean, a lot of people try to win some nightlife awards in New York City, and you were able to snag the Get Out Award. You were able to snag the Glam Award,
Mm-hmm.
How did that feel, and how did it change your career?
So let's begin where I actually first started winning awards. Um,
Oh,
Bob the Drag Queen would host something called the Slam Awards or
yes.
the Slammies. And it was like a booger version of the Glam Awards. It was like we were here to shit on each other as friends.
Yeah, I love it.
And so I held the title for most wins ever. I have multiple wins as best hole in the wall, hottest mess.
Not as bad. Yeah.
There's like 2 or 3 other titles I own, worst makeup, something like that. I have the trophies were these hodgepodge dollar store heels with dollar store dolls in them. Hold on, wait 1 minute.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bring them. Maybe I'll bring them all out. Hold on.
All right, okay.
Let me take you into my bourgeois for a second. Oh, did I lose you? You're still here.
I think
Okay.
you.
Are you still here?
Yep.
Can you? Okay. Hold on. So, where hold all my Slam awards are in this IKEA bag.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness! Let's see. Oh,
Love it.
stop it!
Over the years.
That's fabulous.
That is incredible. Do you have the years on them?
No. I have no idea what they. And the funny thing is, like, they're business cards that she would stick my name on. So
How great is that? So
there's
you
a bunch
think,
of those.
how many do you think you've collected as far as those awards?
Well, so then 1 year, Bob turned down the hosting duties,
Okay.
and the people who took over didn't want to give me the same awards over and over again, so they gave me a wreath of shoes.
Oh,
So this is my wreath of heels.
that's great.
So I am the longest running like title holders.
That's fabulous. And you know what? I saw the little dolls on the shoes.
Yeah,
Now, aren't you collect dolls, don't you?
I do collect dolls, but not those.
But not those, right.
Not dollar
But I-
store dolls.
And you would travel to different shows. Like I think you went to California at one point, and
Yeah, so I collect from one company mainly.
Mhm.
It's called. Ooh, didn't spill my alcohol. It's called Integrity Toys. Give me a second to readjust. And the main designer, his name is Jason Wu, who did like the Michelle Obama white dress.
okay,
Mhm.
Did it cut out? We're good.
yep,
Yep, you're good.
Good.
Whew. Winded for no reason.
But go
I've
into
been
the bar,
collecting
no
those
problem.
dolls. I've been collecting those dolls since 2007,
Wow,
and they each retail between $100 to $250 a piece.
Wow.
Yeah.
that's great.
Are they like themed, each doll, or
Each wave will have a general theme, but it's not super clear cut. Sometimes, they also do the RuPaul dolls, and they did a very limited run of Amanda Lepore dolls.
Oh wow! So
Yeah.
that's actually got to be pretty great because knowing that you spent that kind of money, they have to be worth quite a bit.
Yeah,
So
every
you're-
once in a while, I do flip them over time. I try to not. I own somewhere over 150, and there's only like 20 some odd characters. So over time, I'm just like, well, you look similar to this other bitch. Let me put you for sale. Let me put you for sale. Let me trade you. Like I do that from time to time. So
Okay,
I try and balance out the damage.
right.
That's very cool. Very cool. Well, you mentioned RuPaul's.
Yes.
How is it? I know you know a lot of the New York queens that have went on RuPaul's Drag Race and are now like touring the either the nation or the world, actually.
Mhm.
Like Bob the Drag Queen that you mentioned.
Correct.
Isn't that wonderful to see the launch of their careers like that?
It's great to see it happen for those that I've seen put in the work.
Right.
It's great to see the ones that I feel like are really doing great with the notoriety and with the stardom. For those of you, there's some that I feel like you could have waited a few more years, or this isn't really the right path for you.
Right. Just kind of take it for granted.
To each their own.
Right.
At one point, I thought RuPaul was for me, and I've auditioned only once. I've almost auditioned twice. The audition process is very rigorous, and it's super exhausting. And then the thing is, after what I saw, what they did to at least a number of girls, where like I feel like you end up doing more damage to their careers, basically.
Wow. Because of the way how they're portrayed?
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, you're filmed 24/7 or whatever the period is, so like they have the material, but like if you don't have the full context of the picture, if you're just showing one side of the individual, people are more than one-sided, and there's always underlying bullshit and mental issues, because fuck it, we're all gay and alcoholics and whatever the story is.
It literally becomes a game.
It becomes a game, and the thing is, I don't feel like the RuPaul Drag Race machine takes care of their own enough. When it comes to mental health and just making sure like you're using these people to make money.
Yep.
And I don't feel like
franchise.
Yeah. You're signing your life away for at least 2 years.
Yeah.
Right.
From what I understand from the contract. And I don't feel like the payoff for some people is fair.
Right.
Yeah.
Or like, it's a reality. At the end of the day, it's reality TV.
Right.
And there's but so much reality there.
Right. Exactly.
Well, that's the funny part now, because I think RuPaul, the Drag Race, started right about when you were, starting drag.
Yeah, I officially started doing Ari Kiki the third season.
Okay.
Of Drag Race.
So how do you feel watching Drag Race, what it's done for New York City, seeing so many queens coming out now and so little venues for them to perform at, and especially after COVID, with everything closing down, there's got to be little room for everybody to perform now.
But so two things there. So New York City in itself is full of drag queens, and they spring up every gay pride and every Halloween. It's just that's the seasons that we sprout.
Yeah.
So New York is super competitive as it is. Not even considering RuPaul's Drag Race. When it comes to RuPaul's Drag Race, I feel like it's a double-edged sword. I think the exposure is amazing for the culture.
Yeah.
Drag was not as present, welcomed, financed. Like I hear of girls doing private gigs and corporate gigs for Pride, for this, being on parades, being in marches, commercials. None of this would be possible had RuPaul not happened.
Absolutely. Even for the LGBT community as a whole.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I feel like even now, where in All Stars season 6, we have two individuals who were identified at the time as gay men, and now they identify as trans, competing. It's opening up minds. There's lots of pros and there's lots of cons.
Right.
Because there's not enough education, not enough open-mindedness, and again, like I said, not enough mental support.
And sometimes not enough talent either.
Right, because that's what I was going to say.
It's a TV show.
I go back to, I remember RuPaul dancing on a tabletop down in the Pyramid Club in the East Village for dollar bills,
Right.
But there were so many seasoned drag queens like Varla and
Coco?
Vivian Bond and
Coco, right? Yeah,
Coco Peru, Sherry Vine, that had
Jackie B.
the way they took the bullets, they took the arrows for this generation, and so many. It's basically one of the cons of RuPaul's Drag Race is that they have every twink across the nation thinks that they can come to New York, put on a wig and a dress, and they're drag queens. And it's like, it's almost like the craft has suffered.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
And that is one of the downsides that I see.
It's again, it's a mixed bag. There's some of us who do the research that get to.
Right.
Before I started doing drag, I had friends who would take me to go see Jackie Beach shows, who would take me to go see Sherry Vine shows, who would take me to go see. I've seen Coco Peru live a few times.
Yeah,
I haven't seen Bala Jean yet, and I would love to see Bala Jean.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen Dina Martina, that's a crackhead. Like my mind blew when I was introduced to Dina Martina. There's just so much Divine, of course. You know, there's just so many aspects of what drag can be and where it came from. And it all really was a lot of like fuck the system. You know, like it is a source of rebellion on some level.
It totally was a revolutionary rebellion. Yeah.
It's not just Ariana Grande songs and Lady Gaga. Like
Right.
Where they can safely now put on a dress and a skirt, even ride the subway safely.
Correct.
For the time to go down to sing an Ariana Grande song. You know, that to
no
me,
shade, no shame.
No. Yeah, and you know what?
Right.
It's the same thing with comedians too, because when I first started doing open mics back in 9, I was doing, like, there was a few people there, but then when I went to go see one, there were like 30 all getting 5 minutes, and it was the longest stretch. And then from what I was told, the following week it was like 30 new people.
Wow.
And it built, and it's like, you know, the same with the drag performers too. There's so many people that want that big break and hoping they're getting noticed.
And there's a lot of people who are willing to take tips or chump change, and the bars are willing to, like, you know, I'll give you a stage for $25.
Exactly.
Fill up 2 hours, knock yourself out.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, I can't. I'm not gonna do $25 gig unless it's for charity or someone I'm really close with that I've known over the years. Like, I understand, girl, like, tough times after COVID, especially. Like, my first show back at Stonewall, I wasn't getting paid for because there was, you know, limited audience.
Right.
Everything, you know, everyone had to wear a mask. Like, it was, but I needed the stage. I needed the stage.
Right.
I needed the audience.
And that applause. You need that audience, that live audience.
Oh, you got to bring up a Lady Gaga song, didn't you?
I had to express myself.
Plus, he was born this way.
You know what? All right, enough. Over. Ari, we love you so much. Thank you. And from what we hear, you're going to stick around for some of our segments now?
Absolutely.
Well, we always do a segment called What the Hell Did I Just Put in My Mouth? Where we taste test different things, but it's summer. So why don't we do, we decided we're going to have each one of us contribute a summer cocktail because we all like cock and we all like tail. So it's summer.
Don't tell me a gay man didn't create that word.
Facts.
Top and bottom, basically.
Yeah, and wasn't Tom Cruise in a movie called that? Hello.
Cheers. Well, Ari, do you want to share what you have?
Yes. Well, so normally I don't have 5 margaritas and 2 honey jack shots in my system. So we're going to imagine these are the right ingredients, but it's just a cup of ice and water right now. So a little ice. I like, personally, my go-to cocktail is a Sprite with, I recently got into peach vodka.
Ooh.
Yum, yum.
Do not get pear vodka. Pear vodka is a fragrance. It's disgusting. Pear vodka is disgusting.
I tried the absolute.
Vodka is nice and refreshing. Since COVID, I've gotten into margaritas. I'm not a tequila drinker by default. What else do I enjoy? Sangrias. I had a real terrible Bellini this past weekend.
Oh, really?
I don't know how you fuck up a Bellini, but boy, they sure fucked up this Bellini. But yeah, a raspberry,
Sprite
a peach vodka and Sprite, half and half, or to your pleasure. You know, I like a good half and half.
Well, I know you used to do the blueberry stoli, right?
That's Vicky.
You really? I thought you used to do the
I do
blueberry
raspberry. I'm raspberry.
Raspberry, okay.
Stoli.
And Sprite.
Yeah. Prada does something called Prada Punch, and it's peach vodka, Sprite, and she doesn't like to give me all the ingredients, so I still haven't figured out the full concoction. But I know there's like fruit juices mixed in, and I usually end up having to spend the night when I have it at her house. I'm like, you live you're by Coney Island. I'm not traveling back to the Heights from here.
Yes,
right. Tell us what you got, Tim.
Well, I have what I call Océan Sprite, or in the English version, Ocean Spray. I usually like the light because I don't drink alcohol anymore. I mean, on rare occasions I will, but I like either the diet or the light. Cran grape is like my all-time favorite. So I put ice, and then I pour, and then I drink.
Oh,
it's very complicated. Very, very.
Do you ever add like seltzer or like a flavored seltzer to it to kind of give you the
No, I
bubbles?
can't drink like fizzy. I can't do that.
Gotcha.
Carbonated. So yeah, that's my drink. My summertime, wintertime drink, the whole time, all year round.
Could you send me that recipe?
Yeah. I'll write it down and send it to you. But you got to have the right balance.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, mine, because I love summer drinks, because it's hot outside. A nice frozen Mai Tai.
Ooh.
I made this from scratch. It's Captain Morgan rum. What did I put in it again? Hold on. Something peach schnapps. Anyway,
Peach. She gets you somewhere.
Yes.
We don't like a good Mai Tai. Oh, I sound like Coco Peru. I don't like a good Mai Tai.
Yeah. Did he just freeze?
I think he did. His frozen Mai Tai got the best of him.
Yeah.
I got booted.
Oh, there he is. You froze.
I froze.
They said you froze.
Like your Mai Tai.
I froze.
You took a shot and you froze. You got brain freeze.
Cheers.
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 To good friends,
Ching,
and we're
ching.
back performing again. So cheers.
Yes. Ching ching.
All right, so we're gonna play our next game now.
Oh.
So,
I'm
this
feeling
is
that
called-
cranberry juice.
watch out, honey. This is called How Well Do We Know Ari Kiki?
Oh dear.
So what we do is we're gonna say 2 words.
Okay.
Say hot or cold. Now we have to try to think what you would say if you like hot or if you like cold. Don't say the answers.
Yeah. And then we'll write it down what we think.
What we think, and
So
then
I'm giving you 2 options.
no,
Well,
we're
wait,
gonna give you.
Okay.
You're gonna say either hot or cold.
But I'm gonna wait until you write it down.
Correct.
Right. Wait, let us write it down.
Right. So
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, which is it? Hot or cold?
Hot.
Really? I had cold.
I'd rather see people take off their clothes.
Ah. I
Right,
see how you think. Okay.
I have that one. Okay. Lady Bunny or Bianca Del Rio?
Oh, that's tough.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Lady Bunny.
Bianca.
You know why?
Yes. Tell us
Only
why.
because I feel like I know Bunny a little bit
Hold on.
better personally.
Uh-huh.
I've interacted with her here and there on social media. And I've interacted with Bianca multiple times as well. But Bianca one time I competed at a competition at XL called Hot Mess. and the audience booed me, and she was the host. And I was just like, you know what? Fuck all of you. Like, I was just like,
Including Bianca.
it's not her fault. It's not her fault. She's
Yeah.
a private individual.
Mhm.
And she lied to me. She told me she uses Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo on her face. And that's bullshit. She uses Botox and collagen.
That was my next one. Collagen or both? No, I'm looking. Haagen-Dazs
Okay.
or Ben and Jerry's?
Oh.
That's also a tough one.
I think I'm going with what I like, but I'm hoping you pick the same one. All right, ready?
Say one. Ben and Jerry's.
Ben and Jerry's.
Just for the community support alone. They do a lot of stuff
Right.
for like the
Oh
LGBT
yeah, right,
community.
right. Uh-huh.
Whereas Haagen-Dazs just takes my $7 at the pint and that's it.
Yep.
Okay.
And goes and fucks women.
Someone has to.
Do they still do that?
I mean, where do we come from?
Well,
It's not the gay storks.
that goes to the next one. Men or women? Beach or ski vacation?
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm ready.
If you saw my answer for the first question, you should know my answer for the second question. For this question, beach.
Beach. And that's why, because of the men.
I've gone skiing before. Not a fan. My cankles are not a fan of skis.
I don't like skiing either. Ugh. All right. Cut or uncut?
Wow.
Oh, I'm in a roll. I won every one so far.
No, you didn't get Bianca.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
Lady
yeah,
Bunny.
oh, yeah, Bunny.
No, I got beyond.
Oh, no, you
Yes,
had
Lady
Bianca.
Bunny.
All
Yeah, you
right,
had
well, I was
Bianca
cheating then.
also. Fucking more?
So then Tim and I are tied. Okay.
The
Go.
tie
I personally don't have a preference, but I will say cut.
cut.
Just because I've had several sore throats and infections due to uncut men, and me not being. I'm like, the alcohol will fix this. Let me just put it in my mouth. The alcohol will clean that out.
It's the answer to everything.
Not the case.
Mm-mm. All right, last one. Prince or Ed Sheeran? Oh God!
How'd you put those two together?
Yeah, right?
Because one is feminine, and the other one's feminine too.
Okay.
Go ahead, you pick.
I love the color purple, so Prince.
The color purple. That's Whoopi. I wrote Prince, not Whoopi Goldberg.
And I appreciate a man in assless chaps.
So,
Yeah.
God, we tied. I'm going to wear them next time to your show.
Well, not me. Someone
I'm
else.
wearing them. I'm wearing them. All right. We usually get some questions and advice to the show. Tonight, we have two people looking for advice.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, where is it? All right. They don't want their names given. Well, this one is, for the past few years, I've been saving up money to get me some plastic surgery. It's Bianca.
Ah!
But now that I'm ready to go, all my friends are telling me not to, and that I will regret it. I'm starting to doubt my decision. Should I listen to my friends or should I get the nip and tuck?
I wish I knew what surgery they were going for.
That was mine too.
I'm a yo-yo in weight, but I've been very plus size for the past couple of years. Doctors have suggested I get the gastric bypass.
Yeah, I had that.
I personally don't want to do it, the sleeve or the anything, because not everyone, but a good portion of people I've seen who have gotten the work done just don't change the patterns of their eating habits. And so the work will help to a certain degree, but eventually you know it comes, unless you're actually putting in the work mentally and physically, you're gonna go back to how it
Right.
was. If it's like a body modification of like a nip tuck type of thing, and I've had this. So, like I said, I'm plus size. Most of the guys I talk to are slender, and there's two I'm personally talking to at the moment, and they both have issues with their bodies, and I'm like, girl, you have nothing to really complain about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's whatever you feel you need to look like
I agree.
to be happy with yourself. I've thrown most of that out the window for myself because it's like if I sit here and try to conform to what gay culture wants me to look like, I'm never gonna be happy.
Exactly.
Right.
So this individual needs to find out why they want to have this work done, what exactly they're trying to have done. So Svetlana Stoli, I don't know if you know her. You've met her
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
She's getting work done on her nose. She's going away for 2 weeks to get her work done on her nose. She's very vocal about it.
Mhm.
And I'm like, girl, your nose looks fine, but she wants to have it done. She's
Do
saying,
it.
she's like, it's just a deviated septum, but they're also going to lift it up and do this, that, and the other to it. And
Mhm.
I'm like, look, if that's what's going to make you happy, by all means, go ahead and do it.
I
Yes.
agree.
It has to come down to you.
We don't
Not
know.
anyone else. You're not trying to please anyone else.
Yeah, we don't know what's being done, like you said. But when they see nip and tuck right away, I think something with the face. Maybe we don't know how old they are either. So if they're really young, probably a no. For me, what would you say, Tim?
Well, again, I agree with Ari or Marty or Ari. Which do you prefer?
I don't care. I've been
Okay,
drinking,
all
so
right.
Ari's fine.
Okay, I agree with Ari that it's up to the individual, not your friends. You're the one that has to make the decision because you're the one that has to live with it.
Correct.
If that's what you want to do, enjoy it, do it. Say, spend your money on it and do it. But again, make sure that it's something that you want to have done, not what the magazines and the gay community and everybody else is telling you to have done.
You want to know what I
Make
say?
you happy.
I say borrow money from your friend,
Yeah.
get the plastic surgery, and then you don't have to pay them back because they don't know what you look like anymore.
It's not me. It was
I want surgery.
yeah.
Okay, next one. Earlier this week, I found out my roommate, who I am not friends with, has been DMing me. Oh, has been DMing my boyfriend on Facebook.
Fucking whore.
When I confronted her about it, she says she just wants to get to know people I'm bringing to the apartment. I'm ready to knock this bitch out. Am I overreacting or should I pop her one good time?
Ah.
Who wants to take the lead on that one?
Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
I personally am not of the mindset where you should be roommates with someone you don't get along with.
Right.
That's already toxic.
Yeah.
So you need to change situations. Two, if this individual's in the house on a regular basis, you should be able to get to know them while they're in the house. You shouldn't have to be DMing them or messaging them in private. That's all kinds of sketchy.
Yeah.
And I also wonder how she found out about this. Did the boyfriend tell her, or did she find out on her own? Because that's another conversation that needs to be had. Also, the boyfriend should probably block her. If you're not friends with this roommate, there should be no real dialogue going on between the two.
I agree.
Uh-huh.
That's.
I don't believe in physical violence whenever possible, but I do believe a stern conversation is needed here.
Yeah.
I think the girl needs a little nip and tuck.
I got your nip and tuck right here.
Oh my God.
For me, I agree. I agree. Firstly, if you have somebody that's living there that you don't get along with, there's a reason you don't get along with this person.
Right.
Probably the personality type, and that's probably why is that sneaky backstabbing behind your back bullshit. And yeah, I say bring it up, talk about it, and shit from there. Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah.
Life is too short. You shouldn't have to be dealing with this bullshit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get somebody in there that you like, that you trust,
Yeah.
that you have
Yeah.
fun with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually, I agree with you on that one. Or find out with the boyfriend if he is actually going back and forth too.
Right.
If you get 2 for 1, get rid of them both.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's not.
Or if they're both attractive, have a 3-way.
We're not friends. I mean, you don't have to be friends.
You don't have to be friends to have sex.
Right back to the little sex
Correct.
parties again, right? Ari, we love you so much. Thank you for staying with us tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
We love you. And tell everybody where they can find you on social media and all these shows. You got the Riot that's back now. You're at Playhouse.
Shade Parade.
Yep.
Not a Playhouse.
Oh, Gym Bar.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
All right.
So you can follow me on social media. It's ARIKIKI on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It's Ari Kiki _hot mess. On Twitter, it is not safe for work. I do follow a lot of porn. I'm just letting you know. I'm not afraid. I'm very blunt about it. I like looking at booty holes and penises.
Me too.
Yeah.
And then you can get my merchandise on dragqueenmerch.com. You can listen to the podcast on shadeparadepod.com. You can find me Fridays at Gym Bar at 8 o'clock for karaoke.
I've done that too. I've done that with you down there.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm not a singer. I don't claim to be. I'm here to have a good time and drink with you guys.
Yep.
Every second Saturday of the month, I am at Stonewall Inn for Riot with a special guest until things return really back to normal, and then I can have a whole full show. Then typically every second Tuesday, I'm at Guapo's in Yonkers with Angel Electra and Shady Pines.
I love them.
And then once a month, I am at Lucky Chang's for Crazy Boozy Brunch on Sundays. You have to check my social media to see when I'm there. Is that everything I do? I think so. I hope so.
Well, it feels like COVID never happened now that your schedule's full again.
Yeah.
Exactly. Love it.
I feel like I'm missing something. Hold on. I'm like, do I have something else weekly that I'm doing? No. And when does this go up?
Saturday.
Okay. Well, if you happen to catch this on Saturday, July 18th, I'm at the Brass Monkey with the Urban Bear Group. $20 tickets includes your first drink. It's a big bear party, beer blast.
Yep.
And I am back with them as well on September 19th. We're doing a street fair, God willing.
Fun.
So I'll be out there performing in the heat. I think that's about it.
Oh, sweet. I'm so happy to hear that your schedule is back.
Thank you.
And we love you so much. And thank you for joining us again. And I know we're going to see each other in New York City soon.
Absolutely.
Have fun with the celebration for the 50 Shades of Gay.
Thank you.
Yep.
I love you, honey.
Vicky's like, I don't have any material yet. I need to start writing jokes.
Oh, my God.
She's like, I keep messaging me, asking me for music. I haven't sent him shit.
Yeah, she said it to me, and I was cracking up. One of them, Tim, you're going to pee in your pants. I was at work listening to this. I had to call her up on the phone. I was like, how dare you? I was like, I was working, and I cannot keep a straight face right now. This is so good. It was the national anthem. I think it was supposed to be Whitney Houston singing it or something.
Oh, no.
It was somebody from Mad TV or...
Oh, yeah, probably Deborah Wilson.
It was. It was so spot on, hysterical. I can't even come back from it. It was great, but hopefully we're going to get to perform together too, honey.
Absolutely.
I'm sure.
All right, this is where we wave goodbye, sweetie.
Oh, love you, Ari.
Love you guys. Love you, Tim. Love you, Ike. Thank you so much for having me.